Welcome, dear learners. Welcome to the lecture series on investment management. Dear learners, in the last session, we were discussing the multiple growth rate model. This session is an extension to the last session. In the last session, we have seen one problem on multiple growth rate model. Today, we will take up one more problem on multiple growth rate model. Let us start the problem by reading the question. Here the question says the Babbitt Corporation has been experiencing an above normal dividend growth rate of 20% per year for the last 5 years. See, he is saying that he has given one growth rate, that is 20% for 5 years. Now let us see further. This above normal growth rate is expected to continue for another 5 years. That means this 20% growth rate continues for 5 years. That means the dividends grow at each year 20% till 5 years before it levels off at more normal rate of 6%. So again, after 5 years, this 20% growth rate will decline to 6%. Then they will grow at 6%. So how many growth rates are there in this problem? One is 20%, that is G1, supernormal growth rate, and the second one is G2, that is 6%. So G1, that is 20%, is for 5 years and 6% is for infinite life. So Babbitt's last paid dividend was rupees 0.50 per share. So this is D0. D0 is given 0.50. That means the company is paying 0.50, or it has paid the last year 0.50 per share as its dividend. Determine the current value if its required rate of return is 15%, that is KE. So the given information is they have given D0. The last year dividend is 0.50. They have given two growth rates. One is for 5 years, that is 20%. We assume that to be G1, supernormal growth rate. And second, we have G2, that is 6%. And the cost of equity is 15%. See, dear learners, in the last session we have learned that whenever there are two growth rates in the problem, we will solve using the multiple growth rate model. So we know if you want to apply the multiple growth rate, there are series of sequential steps to be followed. So step number 1, calculation of dividend stream during supernormal growth period. So we need to calculate first the dividend stream for supernormal growth period. So let us see, the supernormal growth period here is 5 years. So for 5 years, the dividends will be growing at 20%. So for 5 years, so D1, D2, D3, D4 and D5 in the next page. So I have took D0 as the base. For finding out D1, I will take D0 as base. For finding out D2, I need to find D1 and then take D1 as base. For D3, D2 will become base. For D4, D3 will become base. For D5, D4 will become base. So what you need to do, you need to apply this in the formula. So D1 is equals to D0 into 1 plus G. I found D1. Then you need to bring it here. You need to use to find D2. So again you need to find D2 and bring it here to find D3. Like this you need to find till D5, because the supernormal growth rate is for 5 years. And see, here I have mentioned the growth rate is 20%. So every year I took 20% for 5 years. This is how we do. Now here it is 5th year. Here I have done the 5th year. Now the second step. Now once we are done with the calculation of dividend stream, next step is to find the present value of these dividend streams. present value is found using this table values. So I took 5 years. I took 5 years. I took the dividends for 5 years, and by seeing the A3 table, at 15%, so this is A3 table, 15% for 5 years. This is A3 table, 15% for 5 years. So this is how we see 15% for 5 years. We need to look into the A3 table and then note down these values. So I have done the same thing. So 15% for 5 years. Then I have assumed this as A, this as B. C is equals to A into B. So I got this total. Now, once step number 2 is done, we need to go ahead with step number 3. That is, step number 3 is calculation of value of equity share at the end of 5 years. That means at the end of supernormal growth period. So when 5th year is ending, so G1 period is ending. Now at the end of 5th year, G2 comes into picture. So if you want to find the price at the end of the 5th year, we will use a formula called constant growth rate model formula. So that is, according to constant growth rate model, P5 is equals to P5 into 1 plus G by KE minus G. So here, by using constant growth rate model, I got the value at the end of the 5th year, that is 14.16. So now step number 4 is calculation of present value of this P5. Present value of P5 is equals to P5 into present value interest factor by seeing A3 table at cost of equity is 15% for the 5th year. So the value comes to 0.497. When I substitute, it is 7.6. Now last step is step number 5, calculation of present value of equity share, where I will be adding the present value of dividend, that is step number 2 output, present value of P5, step number 4 output. If I add both, I will get the present value of equity share. So this is how we are done with the problem, another problem on multiple growth rate model. I hope you have understood. In case you want to make any clarifications, you can make it on it by commenting in the comment box. I request you to subscribe to Ashvi Management classes, press the bell icon. By doing so, you will be notified whenever the lecture is released. I also request you to share to all the MBA pursuing candidates so that they can also benefit out of these sessions. So we will come up with next session soon. Till then, good day.